Hello guys, how's it going? We're in a different location this week here for Wheeler Betting, looking ahead to the Football League with me, Chris Graham, and this guy Marco here. How's it going, Mark? I haven't saw you for weeks.
I know.
How have you been?
How have you been? You've been on holiday. I've been slaving away.
It was great. It was amazing. Slaving away my arse. Anyway, shocking. Anyway. Enough of the small talk. Let's kick on 3 bets this weekend to look forward to for the Football League. From the man here, decent form at the moment. Yeah.
Not good enough. There's always room for improvement.
Of course there is. Of course, international football this weekend, so just League 1 and League 2 to concentrate on. League 1, and one of the informed sides in England at the moment, although they did lose at the weekend, that's Preston. What have you done with Preston this weekend?
Well, they're playing Crewe, two teams Preston up it up for promotion, Crewe up it up for relegation, and at the moment I think things are going quite nicely in both directions for that bet to come through. I did look at the quotes. Preston were 1-2 to win this game. You can't be backing them or putting them up at a 1-2. So I did a bit of digging and I picked out the half-time, full-time market at 21-20 for Preston. First of all, let's get it straight out of the way. It's worth noting Preston are missing Ian Hume, Chris Humphrey and Will Hayhurst through international duty this weekend. Humphrey is certainly a miss. He's played 8 of their 10 games, scored a couple of goals, lively little player as well. Hume is a player I've always raved about as well, especially at League 1 level, but he's only featured in less than half of their league fixtures, and Hayhurst has only made 2 starts, so you can see why Simon Grayson didn't want to postpone this match. He felt his team and squad were good enough to go and win this match without postponing. He did rotate his squad as well in midweek when they lost at home to Oldham, which caught a lot of people out. He didn't seem too fussed by it. He did bemoan their slow start. They were 2-0 down very early on. Oldham only made 2 changes. Preston made plenty and gave a few debuts out as well. And last Saturday as well, they lost, of course, 2-0 at home to Peterborough. First league loss of the season. But Declan Rudd, their on-loan Norwich keeper, was at fault for both goals. So I prefer to concentrate on their form before those 2 games, which was 5 wins on the trot, scoring 11 goals in that run as well. And they've actually scored 2 or more goals in 4 of their 5 home league fixtures. They've won 3, drawn 2 of their 5 at home, but crucially for this bet, I think they've been leading at half-time in 4 of their 5 home league games, and Crewe are just on a wretched run of form at the moment, really struggling. Lost their last 3, but their last 5 results read lost 3-0, lost 3-0, drew 1-1, lost 4-0, lost 4-0. That includes midweek when they were beaten by Fleetwood, a league below them, 4-0. They've lost 8 of their 13 games in all competitions, conceded 20 in the last 7, conceded 17 in the last 6 games in the league. They've lost 4 of their last 5 in the league this season, all 4 having lost double results as well. And they've managed just 1 league goal in their 5 games. So 21-20, I think that's a good angle to back Preston this weekend.
Absolutely, you put the work in there, doesn't it? He really has that. But isn't that amazing that a third-tier game can almost get postponed because of international football?
It is, yeah.
It's amazing,
well,
isn't it?
Glasgow Rangers have had their game postponed
Yeah,
as well.
course,
They're playing in what's Scottish third tier.
Yeah, it's been a freak case, that's for sure. But just unbelievable, because I think Portugal and some of the big leagues in Europe, their second tier continues.
Carries on, yeah.
It does.
Only over here.
Anyway, I just found that out today. Game 2, League 1, and you know, he's picked a Coventry game here, and he's went under 2.5. What's happened?
Yeah, I think there's definitely a case to go against the grain here and back unders in a Coventry match. Coventry, Sheffield United, 2 teams who have featured prominently in this chapter, as well as anything I ever mentioned in League 1 on Twitter has always seems to feature both these 2 teams, eulogising about goals in Coventry matches earlier in the season and opposing Sheffield United. But I think there's more appeal in the unders here because the Sky Blues have scored just once in the last 3 games now, and that was a very fortunate goal against Stevenage last weekend. Leon Clark intercepting a terrible back pass to bag the only goal of the game in that game, and a real struggling Stevenage team too. So, but they have kept back-to-back clean sheets, Coventry, so it's not all doom and gloom. But for this bet to be a winner, I think we can take comfort in the fact that 4 of the last 6 games have gone under 2.5, surprisingly, and actually 5 of the last 7 in all competitions have seen under 3 goals for Coventry. As for Sheffield United, they just can't stop. They can't stop not scoring. Marlon King was brought in. He scored against Crawley last Friday, but to me, in the footage I saw, he looked very overweight and unfit as well. So
he's a horrible man, isn't he?
He's a disgusting
He's a
individual.
horrible guy,
I wish he was
yeah.
kicked out of football, but anyway.
Wish he was
More
back
than
in jail.
Yeah.
Hope you're watching.
Probably do. Curtis Woodhouse and come and find us.
Yeah.
I know. Sorry, Marlon.
Toss pot.
He is a
Spiff.
twat. Jose Baxter's signing doesn't seem to be working out
Prick.
just
Sorry,
yet.
sorry.
He was brought in to replace Kevin McDonald's creativity. David Weir's possession sort of style of football doesn't seem to lend itself to high-scoring games either. They've drawn 2, lost 7 of their last 9 games and failed to score in 5 of those in the league. Also beaten 1-0 in midweek by Hartlepool in League 2 in the JPT, so the pressure's really starting to mount on David Weir. 8 of those 9 league games I mentioned went under. 9 of the last 10 in all competitions have gone under as well. Away from home they've managed just 2 goals in 5 league games, so I think it pays to go against the crowd here and back unders at 19 to 20.
It's a clever move. It's odds on 19 to 20 with Sporting Bet. Yeah, we hate Marlon King, but anyway, on to game 3, we made that quite clear. League 2, into League 2, it's Exeter against Hartlepool. Exeter, the Devon Derby, was it?
Yeah, they beat Plymouth
They beat
last weekend.
Plymouth, yeah, including the coolest cat in Football League land or FL72 land. Is that atrocious programme on Sky Sports says. Go to the kitchen for Christ. It's just unnecessary. Look at let's be creative, guys. Let's be different. Let's film it in the kitchen. That'd be really real. No, it's just noisy. Anyway, no noise here.
Tisdale's actually the second longest serving manager now in
Amazing.
the Football League. Crazy stuff. He's working minor miracles. That win against Plymouth was their 4th and 6th. They're up in 3rd position now. A lot of people I saw on Twitter over the summer tipping them for relegation, so he continues to pull up trees there at Exeter. And the home form's been something to savour. Won 4 of their 5 games at St James's Park, and I think a lot of people will be sucked into backing them at even money against Hartlepool this weekend. But it's worth noting that Hartlepool actually haven't lost away since the opening week of the season. They've long since shaken off that dreadful start to the season where they failed to score in their first 5 league games. They actually, after that 5th game, smashed Bradford 5-0 in the JPT and then scored in their last 6 games too, so 16 goals in the last 7 games. And that's why I think both teams to score is a decent bet here. They've scored in the last 5 league games. Actually went away to Mansfield last weekend and won 4-1, and that was no fluke at all. They completely outplayed Mansfield. And then they followed it up in that game I mentioned previously, a 1-0 win at Sheffield United on Tuesday night. That actually ended a run of 5 games where both teams scored in Hartlepool matches. They've only kept 2 clean sheets. Both of those came in August when they were struggling as well. The last 5 games have produced 19 goals, and all of them have gone over 2.5. If you look at Exeter then, they've scored in 4 or 5 home league games. 4 of the last 6 have actually gone over 2.5, and I think more relevant for this bet as well, they've conceded in 4 of their 5 home games, and in total 8 of their 10 league games overall. 7 to 10, a little bit short, but I think it's a bet which is probably the more sure of the 3 I've put up.
I like it. Yeah, Hartlepool, I guess, suffered a bit of a come down for getting relegated last year. It takes a time to get back into the groove, doesn't it? You know, it's like a Sunday morning, we boot on a Saturday night, you're knackered.
Well, it's
for the whole
mindset,
morning.
isn't it? It's horrible.
Yeah,
It's
it
hard
is,
to change a ship
Yeah.
that's going nowhere with Hartlepool.
Well, it's at the turn of the corner.
Good
now.
stuff for Colin Cooper too.
Yeah, definitely. Anyway, guys, you've been talking far too long. Look at the clock, 8.5 minutes. That's the longest video of the season. Sorry about that. See you next week.